fun, we'll try and do it actually, is a lion. I'm going to do it with my class tomorrow and see and make them laugh. And it's really funny, kids really love doing it because it's lion posture. So what you're basically doing, you're sitting on your knees. Then what we're doing, so what we want to do is get lots of energy in us, or releasing lots of energy. So we're kind of, what we do is we take a nice deep breath in, and then on the exhale, we're going to open our mouth, stick our tongue out like that, and roar like a lion, looking up to the sky at the same time. So this lion posture is so good for you because you're letting off steam, so you're de-stressing the body, but also allowing like lots of energy to kind of come round, because you're like releasing, you're taking a deep breath and releasing it all out, so the energy's really flowing, it's coming to you, but you're also feeling it in your neck. So around your thyroid, you've got that butterfly there if you've still got your thyroid. Then it sort of helps to stimulate, and the vibration helps to give it like a little boost. So it's great. So it's almost like a little massage for the throat. So we're going to go. So that's on your body. You'd have to do really good. So we take a nice deep breath, and if you want me to, I can show you what we do first. It sounds really funny. Have a go as well. So you exhale for as long as you can without taking an in breath. So it's not like breathing as you go. You just like inhale and then exhale. Until you can't. Then inhale again. And do it 3 times, and looking up, so what we're doing, we're arching up, with the shoulders back and down, we're looking up, using our neck, but we're not kind of, so we're not kind of stretching our head up, we're just kind of reaching forward, shoulders back, stretching the neck, looking up to the ceiling and going, so I do it. Tongue out. It's great fun. So, but what we're doing is basically you can feel, it's almost like you can feel like there's, you get a bit of a sore throat in a way.
I was going to say, I'm going to need my water in a bit.
Yeah, because that's and I would if I was you before, after, just take a sip of water just to hydrate yourself again, because it's really good. It's really good if you've after not for your immune system as well, because what we're doing is just opening up the airways all along, all up the chest, lungs, or that deep breath in. Filling the lungs, you're filling the lungs, and then and what you can also do is pull your tummy in as well, so you're actually working the whole, so you're working the whole of your torso and all of the organs in your body. So
good for the diaphragm too.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything's kind of raising up, the lungs are filling up, and then you're releasing it out. So it's big inhales, and by making that noise, and it's like when we do goddess. You know, we're inhaling, and you're doing the same thing. It's that letting out the breath, but allowing you to, because it just stimulates the thyroid gland. But the whole gazing upwards helps stretching and moving everything upwards through your face. But yeah, that's great. If you want to do it again, we'll have another go. We'll go with 3 more tries. Okay, so nice deep breath in, tummy in. Really let it out. So good, it makes me laugh.
That in the bedroom.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, you're all right. It's like, it's if you've got any neighbours next door. But you can see why it's so good for kids to do as well. But they like it because it's fun, you know, and it's actually, a lot of the things that are really good for us is being like a kid again. You know, lying in happy baby with our legs in the air. Babies do that. And that's why like, you know why it's called happy baby, because you're stretching and it's comforting for the spine, you know, but you're also opening up the hips, and you know, kids have got super flexible hip areas, and we all so be doing these exercises helps us
Yeah.
become children again.
Mm.
You know, to actually in bodily form, and also having fun. So laughing as well. That's another really important thing for stress management, for thyroid as well. Help because you're working on the throat. So anything they're working on, but literally just like in the India, they do lots of laughing yoga.
Yeah.
So having that period of time when you're literally just laughing at each other.
Yeah.
You know, not laughing at.
I've seen a program.
It's so we did it in class the other day, and it was so much fun. But because you could hear, and everyone's image was popping up on the screen on Zoom, it was just everybody was just laughing their head off at this, laugh at each other laughing, because it's just a really therapeutic way of being. I'll probably do it in my class tomorrow actually for the fun of it, just because it's, you know, it rises the positive energy, makes you feel good. It releases like adrenaline and the happy hormone. So it's so good. Laughter is like that. They say laughter is the best medicine.
Definitely.
Such an amazing thing. So from there, so we've gone into cat-cow, which you know well. But what we're going to do is do it quite slowly. So we're really thinking about elongating the throat, the breath, the thyroid and the neck area. So as you inhale, I want you to look up, deep breath in, hands pressing into the ground, dipping the lower back and allowing your tailbone to rise up, releasing the tummy as well, and also looking up. So looking upwards and allowing your neck to look up too. So stretching the front, and you should be able to, when you're in that for a while, you should be able to feel that pull on the neck. So you're holding the breath for a little bit, and then exhale, slowly releasing the neck, looking towards the tummy, looking towards the navel, and lifting your back, so curving the spine. Yeah, that's beautiful. Looking towards the tummy here. Hands pushing into the ground. And then inhale back. Looking up. I'm just going to turn to face the camera here. Really dipping the spine, and then exhaling, looking towards the tummy, pulling in the tummy at the same time as well. So drawing the navel upwards, and then inhale, looking forward, stretching the neck, eyes gazing upwards too. And then exhale. We're doing Ujjayi breath as well, because that also stimulates the throat. Inhale again. And then exhale. One more. Inhale. Just hear the breath with the Ujjayi breath, feel it in the throat, and then exhale. One more. Lovely. And then I just want you to push back into child's pose here. So forehead down to the ground, arms stretched out in front of you. Camel posture. So what we're going to do is sit on our heels here. And we're going to start low down, I think, first. And all we're going to do is take an inhale. And then allow our shoulders to come back. Sitting tall and open up the chest. So you should really feel it in the upper kind of spinal area. Pulling in the tummy as well. So you're wanting to still engage the core. And we're dropping the shoulders back down. You feel that in your lower body. So even that has quite an impact. So if you do have any back issues, and your core's not strong enough to support you, it can cause a bit more problems for you, and it can cause more backache.
Yeah.
So we need to be making sure that we're really looking after our body. Okay, so from here, so we've got that, we're opening up, and now just look up towards the ceiling for me while you're doing that, and then you should feel a pull in the upper part of the spine. Breathing deeply. Lovely, just coming back to a central position, just natural position. Lovely, great. If it gets a little bit much on the back, you can always come back down into child's pose just for a moment, just to release the spine here, because you feel it. It's hitting. Because of your ankle, isn't it? But that's, yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do now is come onto our knees. So knees hip width apart, get a nice balance. Lovely. You can, if you want to, you can have your toes kind of touching, or if you need the space, then keep them apart. Whatever you feel, because that's kind of like a triangle, which actually is good. Gives you a little bit, but sometimes you need a little bit more space to be in position. So what we're going to do is we are going to just put our hands on our lower back. Our thumb come round, so it's coming towards each other, so yeah, meeting together. We're wanting to pull in the tummy, so engage the core. Now, engaging the core is really important because it supports the back and it protects the back. If you don't pull the tummy in, your whole, it's all because the back and the tummy is connected, and you will lose the support, and your body and your neck can affect your spine, and it will kind of make you a little bit imbalanced, and and we don't want causing any back issues. So what we're going to do is drawing our shoulder blades together, elbows coming back. Yeah, great. So you've got that lovely position. Pulling in the tummy, looking up slightly. So I want a sort of like 45-degree angle, so looking up to the sky, and then pushing the hips forward. You can squeeze the glutes as well, and then lowering your shoulders back further towards your feet. So you should really feel that in the back area, in the lower back, yeah? But it should be nice, it shouldn't be painful, it should be quite a nice feeling of stretching. Lovely. Now, if that feels okay, you can come out of it just for a moment. So it's a good stretch, and you should feel that in your tummy as well, because you're really working your tummy. Yeah, come out of it. Yeah, just click then as well, so you're working it. But this is really good for you after you've had, the problems in your bottom.
Yeah.
Because we've got to kind of build up for it. So just go to and watch when we do it. Just watch putting your head back. Keep your head balanced, kind of in line, because we can keep our head kind of looking in that direction, but we don't want to drop it all the way back because that's going to cause more problems for you. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we're going to take one hand down at a time. So we can start by taking our hands towards our hips. You can. This is another way you can do it. Is turning. If you can show on there, is turning your hip hands in this position. I'm going to do it from here so you can see. And then what we're doing, we're kind of pushing our hips forward, because when we go back, we want to keep our hips and our knees in line, which is really hard when you're kind of going back like this. But the movement is all from here. The top of the spine. We're not, because we don't want to go back in a flat back, we want to curve. Yeah? So having your hands here, which it's difficult, I find it difficult too. So taking a nice deep breath, you can then squeeze the glutes, lifting, breathing in, looking up to the sky if you're able. And then what you can do is take, I don't know when you can do right if you want, left hand back. The right hand will then go up to the sky. Alright, sky better. Great. Coming up on that one first. Lower the hand down. Yeah, feel good? Great. And then the opposite side, so back hands back onto our lower back. Pushing the knees forward, thighs and hips forward. Deep breath in, engaging the core, and then release the right hand down to the right ankle, if you're able to. Keeping the legs, the thighs strong. Take the left hand up to the sky. Breathe deeply here. If you can breathe 3 to 5 breaths. Shy breath. If it's too much for your neck, once again, lower the chin. And then coming up. Take the right hand up. If you're still with me, if you're back down on the ground, that's fine. And lower the hands down. So it's just when you come up, take both hands up, and it'll help to rebalance your shoulders and your back. Yeah, do you see? What you can do is take one arm down, and then the other, just to retract the shoulders. Gives you a little bit more support. Releases the shoulders and the rotator cuffs. Lovely. So we're going to go again. I'm just doing it from this position so they can see it from on the video. So once again, engage the core, squeeze the glutes. You don't even have to put your hands on the back this time, so we're going to go back with both hands if you're able to. But if you want to stick to one hand, that's also fine, or not go down at all, that's also fine. Find the modification that suits you. Okay, so from here, what I want you to do is take the left hand up. Deep breath in and exhale as you take it down to ground, to your. And then the right hand up and take that one down to right heel. You will lower down on the hips, but what I want you to do is squeeze into the glutes, squeeze into the thighs, lifting the hips, looking towards the ceiling, and breathe deeply. 2, drawing the shoulder blades together. 4, 5, you can take one, the waist, the other hand to the waist, and then coming down into Halasana, child's pose. Head down towards the ground, just releasing the back. And hold your head down. Your shoulders releasing down to the ground. See, in postures like that really heats up the body. So it's really good for the thyroid. Because it helps with the kickstart the metabolism, anything that's kind of energizing with the breath, take it deeply. If you have thyroidism, take it a lot slower and maybe not even go down to your heels. So you're just doing a light stretch. But that's fine.
I think I'd use blocks.
Yeah, and that's another thing. You can use blocks or a cushion, anything for heating the body. So this is a really, really good one for opening up. But take a bit slower if you've got hyper. It's so confusing with the hyper and the hyper. Hyper is like hyper.
Yeah,
too much energy, too much going on. But these are really, but you're taking it slowly is the best way to combat in both ways. Because you're still building heat, but you're not causing too much frantic energy to go, the metabolism to really kick in. And too much over sweating. So it's kind of a really nice, these are really great just for balancing out, coming back to the we're going to do a nice bow pose. So also working with the lower back. Great for you, Yvonne, because and we're going to try and hold the ankles. So this one.
Right.
Okay, so what we're going to do is let's just stretch that lower back a little bit, come into Sphinx posture. So elbows a little bit further forward than the shoulders, hands flat on the ground. Nice little lift, and we've got our chin in line with the floor. Taking some nice deep breaths here. Our tummy is resting on the ground, and what we can do is just allow our pelvis to press down, so you can actually squeeze the glutes And we'll do some active work here. So as you're breathing, just squeeze the glutes, pressing the thighs, pressing the pelvis into the mat. Head up a little bit so the chin in line. So you're looking forward. Your gaze is towards the nose. So that cross-eyed look, which is very attractive. So you're looking towards the nose, gazing at the nose, nice soft gaze. So you should feel that in the neck as well, a little bit. Yeah. If it's too much for the neck, you can look down to, I wouldn't look all the way down, I would look just in front of you. Great. So after you've done about 3 to 5 breaths here, I want you just to lower it all the way down. You can take the hand face to the ground for a moment, turning to your left side, turning to the right side, just releasing the neck a little bit. Great. And then what we're going to do here is, I just want you to take your right, bend your right knee, your foot coming up to the sky, coming up to, heel towards the bottom, and release it down. And then the left, and coming down. Great. Now I want you to take your hands down by your sides. So you can have the backs of the hands pressing down, you have the sides of the base. What I want you to now do is come to your chin. So if you're able to, put your chin on the floor, looking forward. Because this is the position we're going to be in when we reach into bow, sorry. So what I want you to do, bend your right knee for me, your foot towards your bottom, and then take the right ankle. Now, not the actual foot, lower down. If you can, take the right ankle. You've got lovely flexibility in your knee, so, and in your front of the thighs, so that's really great. Lovely, just hold this here for me for a few breaths. What I want you to really consider as well is rotating the shoulder backwards. And then release the foot. We're just going to do one at a time. If this is all you can do today, that's absolutely fine. So coming to the left side. Yeah, take hold of the ankle, so a bit further down. Lovely. Yeah, if you can. It is quite hard. And what you can practice with as well, if you can't reach your ankle, you can use a strap. Or a towel or a t-shirt or something, wrap it around your ankle and then pull it towards you with your left hand. Yeah, and that's a way of gaining the flexibility, because not everyone is as flexible. Okay. So rotate the shoulder, just lifting the shoulder off, left shoulder off, and rotate it backwards, looking forward. So we're giving ourselves a bit more space. And you should feel this in the lower back. Release the foot down to the ground, and this time we're going to take both ankles if you're able to, so we can do it both at the same time. You can take both feet up and then take one and then the other. What I want you to do, because most of the time your legs will then come apart, I want you to draw the knees towards each other. Lovely. So heels are coming towards the glutes, holding on to the ankles, not the feet. Okay, and on the next inhale, we're going to raise our chest off the ground. Okay, so deep breath in, enjoy your breath, and exhaling as you come up. And what I want you to do is then push the feet, the ankles, the legs away from your bottom. Shoulders rotating back. Yeah, great. Pushing the tummy into the ground. Lovely. You can look up here as well, like we did when we did live. Breathing deeply and then release down. Great. Really feel that in the lower back. But be mindful if you've got any back injuries. I wouldn't do it. You can just lie on your tummy. Lifting the feet up so you can get the flexibility. And then you can just lift the chest off the ground without taking the ankles. You just be mindful of what your body can do and what's best for it. Right. Press back down. Brilliant. You can repeat that 3 to 5 times if you want to, but we're just going to stop there because my students got a few back issues, so we don't want to push her too much today. So if you come back into child's pose here, stretching out the back, take your time. Counteracting the postures that we've just done. Head down towards the ground. If you want to take the shoulders down and place the hands behind you, that's absolutely great. We're going to do halasana, which is plough pose, which some people might be able to do it, some people might not. It depends how much flexibility you have. So it's like as if you were going to a shoulder stand. But instead of shoulder stand, we're going to go all the way over our head. Coming down in prone position. Head, shoulders relaxed onto the ground. You can bend the knees as if you're going to go into a bridge pose. And then what you can do is just take one leg up to the sky. And then the other. I did yoga, I went to Ashtanga yesterday and my legs are aching. So stay here. If this is as far as you can go, if you have any back problems, then stay here. Like if you've got any and you don't want to push, you know, you don't want to cause, you need to make sure you be mindful of your body. Then stay here. I'm going to turn a little bit because otherwise all they can see is my bum. So you're going to pull the tummy in, and then what you're going to do is swing over and head and toes towards the ground. Now it's really important here, when you're in plough, not to, because you can cause neck injuries. So what you want to do is place you can either have your hands on your lower back for support, drawing in the tummy, or in main full position, you have your hands flat on the ground. So what you would do is kind of rock forward, straighten up the legs, pulling in the tummy, and stay here for 5 breaths. So take a nice Ujjayi breath. I'm just going to change position so I can see from a different viewpoint, okay? So yeah, take one leg up first just to find the ground. Now what you can do, you can actually bend your knees towards your chest and pull your knees in, hold your behind you on your calves, and you can just learn to do this rocking motion. So if you put your hands underneath your knees, sorry, not behind your calves, so in front of them. Yeah, in front, underneath. So you're wrapping your arms around and knees down a little bit, and just rock up and down and see if you can do that, just to get that, just to loosen up the back, rolling up and down the spine, which is a lovely massage for the spine anyway. And then what you can do is straighten up the legs and allow.
I can do it.
But that's fine if you can't do it, it's practice.
I've done that. No, I couldn't do that if I tried anything.
So what we'll do after is just try handstand, Shalabhasana, which is shoulder stand, and see if you can get there. We can use the wall actually, so do get into that one if you'd like to.
I can't remember the last time I did that.
Yeah, it's learning that rocking motion and allowing yourself
It's
to.
probably when I did Ashtanga last. That's some many years ago.
So we're straightening out the feet, the legs here.
Yeah, it's very odd. I can't do that at all now.
Deep breathing, but that's fine. And then when we come out of it, we're going to roll down the spine, one vertebra at a time, and then take the knees down. You could bring the knees to the chest first,
rocking from side to side. And one foot down, the other. And then legs down to the ground. So if you really will do, let's do shoulder stands as well. See if we can do shoulder. But we're going to use lovely, relaxing posture anyway. This is wonderful. This is great to help you towards sleep night time. So you're letting the blood flow towards the head, towards the heart. Yeah, so we can just stay here and relax here, closing your eyes and taking some nice deep breaths. We're not going to stay here for very long because we're going to try assisted shoulder stand against the wall. So what we're going to do is take your right foot down, your left foot down, and then it's all in the hips. We're going to lift our hips off the ground, knees going towards the ceiling, towards the sky, like that better. Lovely. So try and get, if your feet are not flat on the walls, yeah, that's great. Now really walk your feet up. Squeezing the glutes. That's it. Legs stretched out now if you can. And still hips reaching, that's great. See, you're doing shoulder stand. Breathing deeply. Relax into it. So allow your shoulders to press into the ground. Slow down the breathing and pulling in the core. Engaging the tummy, drawing the tummy upwards. And then bend the knees. See if you can come a little bit higher for a moment. Squeeze the glute. Great. And then slowly lowering down, allowing each vertebra to be passed along your back. Just slowly, one by one. Deep Ujjayi breathing. Great. Until you release down to the ground. And then just allow your legs to straighten back up the wall. Deep breaths here. Great. And then to come down from the wall when you're ready, you can just bend the knees and then turn to your right side. Well done, everyone. That's beautiful. Yeah. Always make sure that your breathing's back to normal before you go to stand up. Like a shoulder stand. Both of them are really great because but with the shoulder stand, what we tend to do is kind of, that's great, it's working this area, sending the breath to this area, stimulating and getting the vibration in the thyroid will help it. Fish pose. Lying down. Let's come into the nice position. So a nice prone position, lying flat on the floor. Great. And then you're going to bend your right knee, your left knee. Pulling in the tummy. So what you can do is take your right hand behind you and place the hand on the floor. So bending at the elbow. So look at what I'm doing.
Oh, okay.
Like this. Yeah. And then the opposite one, the left side as well. Now the flats of the hands don't need to be completely there, it's just for support. And then what we're going to do is push it into the ground with the hand or fingers, lifting the head, like lifting to the top of the head. So bending the neck upward. And there you go. You look good. You managed to do it. Just a bit. Wonderful. Great. So staying here, breathing deeply, it's opening up the chest, the shoulders are drawing down, shoulder blades together. Stay here for as long as you can. Nice deep breathing. Ujjayi breath, so inhaling and exhaling, engaging the core. And you're pushing the forearms into, when you take your arms down, you're pushing the forearms into the ground. Lovely, and then to release the head. But if you want to, and it's too much for your head and neck and back, you can place the block here, just halfway, so kind of where your bra strap is there. And then you can either allow the head to come down to the ground there, so you've got that support, or if your head doesn't still go down, it's too much for the neck, or you've got neck injury. So what we're doing is, we've got this curve, we're lifting the lower back off the ground with support, but we're supporting the spine here. So we can then put, so even if you want to have your head like this, that's also great. The shoulders are opening up, the throat's opening, and you can hear the breath right here. But if you can then dip your head, like turning to look towards the wall behind you, and then really opening up the throat. But you do what feels good for you. If it's here, great. If it's here, great. You know, do what works, and then stay in this position for nice, at least 10 breaths if you can, longer.
The shoulders are drawing down, and your throat is beautifully open. And then breathing deeply in Ujjayi breath. Hear the sound of the ocean. Beautiful, that's really lovely. And then when you're ready, you can come out of it by just releasing the head and the neck.
Straightening up a little bit more. That's fine. Great. Oh, she wants to stay in the position. And then what you can do is actually, bring your knees up once you've taken the blocks out, coming back. But what you might feel is a little bit out of balance and a bit uncomfortable. So what I want you to do is then draw your knees towards your chest. Yeah, lovely. So just hug your knees. Deep breath here. Even here, you're really opening up the throat, aren't you? Beautiful. So, you know, with any of these postures, if you can't do the full ones, you can just bring your knees to your chest. Or, you know, if you can't do sort of the shoulder stand or the back bend, you can just practice being here and just taking one leg up, one leg up. Or what you can also do is put a block underneath.
Yeah.
Perhaps if you pass me one of those blocks.
So to give yourself a bit of height.
So have your knees there, taking the block underneath.
Right. Yeah.
And on your right by your coccyx. And then it's like a supported bridge. That's also really great. And then you can take one leg up the other, so you're actually balancing, you're not on the ground here. And that's practicing of getting like a modification to get you into your shoulder stands. And then slowly you can bring the legs forward a little bit more. And just practice that, even just like rocking a little bit forward and back. Or you can support the legs if you need to. Wonderful. Bring your feet together, that's it. And then you can even bring a knee towards your chest. Holding the knee, holding the underneath the knee. Yeah, pulling it towards your chest, lovely. And then you bring the other one down. Lovely, great. And then take them both down towards the ground, just be mindful. And then when you're taking the block out, lift up the hips and release down towards the ground. Just do one of, actually, we'll just raise our hips into bridge. So taking a nice deep breath. We did a supported bridge there. So what we can do is, if you're able to, lifting up your hips, your feet, grounding into the ground, knees drawing together. You don't want your knees coming apart, splitting out. You want them drawing in. Really squeeze the glutes, and shoulders are pressing down. And breathe deeply here. 3 to 5 breaths if you're able to. Ujjayi, stimulating breath. And then lower your hips down towards the ground. Wonderful. If you want to, you can repeat this 3 to 5 times. if you have the time. So now I just want you to take one leg, the other leg down to the ground, your arms down by your side. Take a lovely, deep, soothing breath. And exhale, and you can release the breath here. And again, deep breath in. And exhale. And then if you want to, you can stay in Shavasana for as long as you want to. So Shavasana, you should stay in more than roughly 3 to 5 minutes. But if you've got the time, stay in for, if you want to, 10, 15, 20 minutes. Do a nice little meditation. Just enjoy the time. Allow your body just to come back to balance. But we're going to keep ourselves energized today, because we need to, because we're working on a underactive thyroid, so we don't want to stay for too long. We want to roll over to our right side. Take a deep breath here. Exhale. And then come to a seated position. Cross-legged if you're able to, in an easy pose, or in half lotus, or full lotus if you want, whichever your moment. And we're going to end the session with an Om chant. So sitting nice and tall, shoulders back and down. Deep breath in. Lovely, fingers are in Chin Mudra, in Gaya Mudra, which is facing upwards. First finger together, third, all the other fingers spread out together. Lovely, release the fingers. Rub the hands together, build that heat. Palms over the closed eyes and cup. Deep breath in. Exhale, drawing the hands down the neck, thanking your neck for all this wonderful work we've done. Actually, what we're going to do is actually stroke upwards for the thyroid. So stroking up. Lovely, you can do this a few times.